Hey, how's it going, guys? This is No Skill Required Javier from Team Crimson, and we're finally going to do a Shadow Paladin deck profile. Woo! So, this is for the set with Vilest Deletor. So, here we go. Starter, full bow. We already know what he does. Trial deck. Alright? So, there you go. That's our starter. This is our grade 3 lineup. We are running 4 copies of Phantom Blaster Dragon. He is severely good early game. Get rid of 6 altogether plus 15 and a crit. And then if your opponent has no field, so blast at grade 3. Boom, deal them damage if they're at 4 or less. Can't go wrong with that. Moving on to the newest grade 3. Gust Blaster Dragon. Stack on crits. It is vital. This is the card that will most likely win you the game because your opponent cannot guard X amount of power plus what 6 crit. There's no way. Eventually they're gonna run out of perfect guards. Unless if they're OTT or anything that's a protect clan, just in general, you might have a struggle with. But anyways, he's very, very good. You can just keep on calling cards onto field during your main phase. Get those crits going, so when you go to swing with him to activate his auto CB1, sack 2, then he'll gain plus 10k. Alright, and then once you sack 2, that's when the other skill will go off for the crit, and then you just add 2 more crit. Now, in order to make this actually work to its fullest, you have to have another unit in soul with Blaster in its name. So either ride him on top of another copy or already have a pre-existing Phantom Blaster Dragon. So, good stuff. Good stuff. Move on to grade 2s. We run 4 copies of Blaster Dark. He's still vital, especially for your grade 2 ride to get that twin drive to go off. And also to help nuke annoying cards off your opponent's side. Knowing that they still have to choose, but still, you put them in a tight bond, and there you go. And it's just CB1, and so drop 1 to get the twin drive off if your opponent has no cards on field. Moving on to the newest grade 2, Dark Bond Trumpeter. I don't know how to put this. This card is awesome. You can stack on power. Okay, he gains 3k for each time a grade 1 5k or just 5k card is placed on field. So you can easily just stack. Put a Force Giver underneath him, so he's already swinging for 22 base by himself. Great combo piece for your grade 2 rush if you're trying to do something like that. If you know that your opponent is playing a deck that's not that good at rush or aggro in general, or as toolbox into comparison. So that does work. Moving on to the other grade 2, we are running Matcha. The reason why we are still running Matcha is because it's a free draw if you're able to Superior Call Charon. So getting that free draw early game is pretty much paying for the cost itself, and that entire column, if you choose to put Charon or any other card behind, will be a 26k column. So even grade 2 turn, sometimes grade 3 turn, if you're playing your cards right, you can mix and match, and it's not in the sense of controlling what you're superior calling to field, unlike other cards which are good like Curse Lance or whatnot. But with this card in particular is that you're able to superior call from hand to field anywhere on field, whereas Curse Lancer and other cards are reliable on already having a pre-existing unit on field before you call it. So with that said, I choose to run Matcha. It kind of makes sense. Moving on to grade 1s, just like I mentioned earlier, our only counter charge engine of the deck, Charon. It's a beautiful card. We already know what it does. Gains plus power if brought out to field other than calling from hand. And then you counter charge. So, and it's you're basically just going to end up being your only 8k in the deck at some points. Moving on to the newest grade 3, or I'm sorry, grade 1. Sorry about that, grade 1. Blackwing Swordbreaker. This card is ridiculously stupid. You are going to bring it out either through Dark Bond, the main, or just call it from hand, and you're a CB and draw a free card. Now the Only thing that's going to be different is that if you superior call it, you are only going to be able to CV1 and draw a free card, but who cares? You're going to get rid of it. Alright? If you call it from hand, it'll gain plus 5k. Okay? And that's a huge boost for rearguard circle columns or just for Vanguard in general. So, very, very utility. Moving on to the other grade 3s. I'm sorry, grade 1s. I'm not saying that. The main, it's obvious that this card with the previous is essential in this build. Like I said, eventually your grade 1s are going to be nothing but 5Ks. And then your final grade 1s I run are Blaster Javelins. I was thinking about running Abyss Router for a minute there because it does save on a counterblast, and you are superior calling grade 0s, which in turn help build powerful columns. But still in the works of test running, but I still feel confident that Blaster Javelin is still good, just not as great as before. So there you go. That's for grade 1s. Moving on to grade 0s. I run 4 crit plus another 4 crit, so 8 crit total. Alright. 4 draws of the Perfect Guard. And then 4 heals. Decided to move away from X amount of draws in the deck because of how quickly the deck already thins out, just naturally through deck slimming and so forth. So you can easily change up your trigger lineup. You can run more draws. You can run, you know what I run, 8, 4, and 4. It all depends on your mood, but that is the deck. There you go. Please like and subscribe. And this is No Skill saying that it's not required.